We just have a different set of values and ethics, and we need to protect that because we're inviting people from these other countries who don't have these values and ethics into Alberta.
We're going to honor John with the 25th. This is 25 out of 25. There will never be any other hats made.
I think the mindset of the Forever Canadian is they don't realize that it's even possible for someone to exist who disagrees with them.
We used to vet them and to get those people in. Like when I was working in Afghanistan, I had a crew and a lot of them spoke English. They didn't like what was going on with the Taliban and they wanted to come here to get away from that.
We're essentially handing them power over our future.
Yeah, when we give them the right to vote.
The river goes from north to south. It comes right to you, just like our resources should.
I really like that flag.
You don't share the same values as me and you think women are second-class citizens and you don't want to simulate into Alberta, go home.
The other thing that blew my mind is that you went into the belly of the beast with the black and gold flag, and I was just like, I was blown away.
When Carney says that Muslim values are Canadian values, that is bullshit.
It kind of pissed them off enough, you know, that it kind of got the truth to come out of them.
We love what Canada was, and we want to preserve our way of life. And as far as I see right now, this is the only way we can do it.
I've started with like a Charlie Kirk hat, actually.
I love it.
And then I've like went through, I think 4 or 5 hats now. But then like now I'm retiring. I'm retiring the bird of proud dad. You were in the military. And a lot of people that I talk to who are military, they're afraid to speak out about independence.
There's a lot of us already in the movement that are pro-independence, that are military. One of my biggest supporters was my CO. So like, you know, the commanding officer, even one of my old ETs and warrants is another one of my big supporters. And
give me the tinfoil hat next, okay? Because I feel like this is a conspiracy, but you know, CSIS says that the Chinese are rigging our elections now. And where's the accountability for that?
Everything that we're doing is just hardening us for what's to come ahead, and I look forward to the milk and honey that's gonna come our ways.
Hey guys, I'm John. Welcome back to my channel. This is part 3 of my video here at Ranchman's in Calgary for the Alberta Independence Party. And no.
Okay, I freaking love this guy, and I need a picture with him. Okay, look into the camera here. This guy is awesome.
Hey, what's your thing? Why do you support independence? Tell me.
I support independence because I woke up during COVID and I thought, this is wrong. Like, I was going into movie theaters. I did get vaccinated. It wasn't because I wanted to. I'm an industrial electrician. And I actually couldn't find a job in my trade. And I was about to lose my house and everything. And so I went to work in the movie industry as a COVID monitor of all things. I didn't care about the vaccine, but I got it because I didn't know it was dangerous and I wasn't awake. I wasn't affected by it. But I went to a movie theater one day and I had to show a thing. And people that were not vaccinated couldn't go in. I'm sitting there in the movie theater thinking, this is wrong. Like, I traveled in Berlin. I worked in Afghanistan during the war. I've worked in messed up countries that I thought, Canada would never become that. And when I sat there in the movie theater that day, I thought, this is Canada? This is wrong. This is absolutely wrong. I mean, don't put her on camera, but this is my best friend.
Oh, okay.
And she wasn't allowed in the movie theater, and she stood up for not getting vaccinated. And I thought, I should be allowed to be with my best friend in a movie theater in Canada. This is wrong. And
so COVID changed it for you, changed your mind on this, eh?
COVID woke me up. And if it didn't wake other people up, I don't get it.
I think it put a lot of people to sleep. Like permanently, you think about it, I never thought that Canada would ever go the way it has, that we would have lockdowns and that we'd actually be seriously considering free speech restrictions like hate speech, you go to jail kind of laws, track your phone for a whole year like Bill C-22. And that's where we're at. But I think a lot of people are just like, nah.
I never believed it. I've traveled all over the world. Like, I go by Theresa the Traveler. I write travel books and guides and everything. And I've been to Syria after the war. I've been to Israel during the war. I've been all over the world. And I thought I could always come back to Canada because Canada is a safe place. And during COVID, I got that Canada is not a safe place anymore. I don't know this place. This is not my Canada. And when the Alberta movement came up, when the Freedom Convoy came up, that was my first shred of hope. I'm like, we need to fight this because I know what it can look like. I've been there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and so you've traveled a lot, so that's a unique perspective on independence. What do you think makes Albertans unique? Or like, first of all, are we? And what do you...
We are unique in the world. Yeah. Because, well, we've been used to living free. Yeah. And Albertans like to do their own thing. We don't want to depend on the government. We want to depend on hard work. And we want to help people. And we're genuine. We're not just virtue signaling, putting it out there, like change our Facebook picture to help Ukraine or whatever. Like if we care about something, it's from the heart. You genuinely care. Yeah. And Albertans are like, they're the type of people when you have a flat tire on the road, people stop and change it for you. Some of these other countries I've been to, I'm like in Greece, for instance, I was literally helping an old lady cross the road. And this young man was honking at me and trying to drive into us because he didn't want to stop. Yeah. Like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, come from Canada. That would never happen. Yeah. But in other countries, stuff happens and they're different. We just have a different set of values and ethics, and we need to protect that because we're inviting people from these other countries who don't have these values and ethics into Alberta, and they're not trying to assimilate into Alberta. They're trying to make Alberta them. Yeah. And that's not right. Yeah. We need to stop that.
So this is an interesting conversation. I think a lot of my viewers will push back and say, look, there's nice people everywhere, right? There's people who help, people cross the road. But I agree with you. I think that, there's nice people everywhere. But like, our culture is literally founded on this. Albertans, we take pride in this. I shovel my neighbor's sidewalk just to we compete about who's going to do it. And like, I carry booster cables and a tow rope in the wintertime to help people out of the ditch, right? And if I see an old lady, I always help her cross the street and stuff like that. It's like, this is our identity, right? Do you agree with that?
No, I agree. And there are people with that identity all over the world. And we used to vet them and to get those people in. Like when I was working in Afghanistan, I had a crew and a lot of them spoke English. They didn't like what was going on with the Taliban, and they wanted to come here to get away from that. But we've been inviting Muslim Brotherhood. We haven't been vetting these people. We've been bringing the other side in because they vote liberal, and that's wrong. We need to bring in the good immigrants, and there's a lot of them. We can't just let any trash show up and turn Alberta into those trashy countries.
I agree. And so for context, my wife here, she's from Venezuela. This is my wife. My wife is from Venezuela. She's an immigrant.
You get it.
Yeah, she gets it. She knows what socialism is. And she shares the same mindset, same culture. And it's like, okay, we're trusting when we bring people over here. We're essentially handing them power over our future.
Yeah, when we give them the right to vote.
My wife isn't Canadian yet, and I don't know what's going to happen with independence. But like, you think about it, she comes over, she gets a vote, and you bring over enough of them, then if they have different culture and different values, they don't respect our culture.
You're right. Yeah. I'm not a racist. I'm a culturalist. Yeah. I don't give a what color your skin is, but if you don't share the same values as me and you think women are second-class citizens and you don't want to simulate into Alberta, go home. Yeah. We don't even come here in the first place. Like, we shouldn't allow them. But I mean, immigrants made this country and they should continue to make this country. But we need to find ones with similar values. We can't just assume that because they ran away from their country and want to live off our system that they have the same values. They don't.
Yeah. So do you agree with this statement that some cultures are not compatible with others?
Yes, I agree. Yeah. Like, I have been with hardcore Islamists. When Carney says that Muslim values are Canadian values, that is bullshit. I've been with people who got, like, my person and my secretary in Afghanistan got stabbed in the leg because he wore blue jeans.
What the heck were you doing in Afghanistan, Buster?
I was working with the American military as an electrician. I'm an industrial electrician. Oh, okay. And in Bosnia, I worked with the Canadian military. Oh, wow. So I worked like on a base doing maintenance and stuff with electrical. Yeah. And I led a crew of Afghans. Yeah. And now some of these people were great. Yeah. Other of these people think that I needed to. One guy asked me to ask my partner if he could marry me and wanted to pretty much buy me for a goat or something like that. Yeah. Now, Don't invite that guy to the country, okay?
Yeah, please don't.
But my secretary, who got stabbed in the leg because he wore blue jeans and wants to get away from that crap, let him in. Like, I'm not saying don't let any of them in. Let the right ones in.
Yeah, and so that's the whole argument. It's like a controlled points-based system where there's a really extreme process to get here. I was even thinking, like, you know what? This would affect my life, right? For like 5 years to become a citizen is way too quick, in my humble opinion. That's what it is. 5 years as a PR, you can become a citizen. I'm thinking 18 years. And then, you know what I mean? Like, now that would affect me personally. But I just want to be fair.
Yeah, it should be on a merits base and not a time base. Yeah. Because if you could speak English, if you contribute to society, if you hit certain metrics, let them in.
But
don't let them in until they hit those metrics.
Yeah.
Have you been to Angel Falls? I'm a waterfall enthusiast, and Venezuela has the highest set of falls in the world.
Yeah.
And that is one of my things, is to go there. You've been there?
Sabes que los cascadas de Honduras.
Sí.
Yeah.
You've been there?
Yeah.
I love you. I will go there one day.
Venezuela.
Yeah, we still speak Spanish. Hey, how's it going?
¿Qué onda, hermano?
Hey, ¿qué pasa, hermano?
That's it. That's all I know.
Hey, well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You got a really good, interesting perspective on this. Tell us a little bit more before you go. Close off your thoughts there. I want to give you an opportunity just to finish what your thoughts were on all this.
Oh, geez. My thoughts are that we need independence, not because we hate Canada. We love what Canada was.
Yeah.
And we want to preserve our way of life.
Yeah.
And as far as I see right now, this is the only way we can do it.
Yeah.
I love Canadians. I don't like where Canada's going, and I don't feel like there's a route out other than independence.
Yeah.
So, that's it. And thank you so much for what you're doing.
Thanks so much.
You are having the hard conversations, and it's scary for people. I mean, my friend doesn't want to be on camera because she's afraid of getting hated and everything else. And I don't care what other people think of me, so I'm fortunate that way. But thank you for being you. I appreciate what you do.
And thank you for talking to me on this camera as well, because I get it. There's people out there that want to cancel, and I say, fuck it. I don't care, and I don't usually swear on my channel, but that's how I feel about it.
Hell yeah. And all you cancelers, buy my book, Theresa the Traveler, Chasing Waterfalls. And my other book, Miracle Monday, about the ostrich story in BC with the Universal Ostrich Farms. So even if you don't want to buy my books, join me on Facebook and hate the hell out of me so that my word gets out there.
Yeah. I'll leave a link to the description. What's your website again?
It's Theresa the Traveler. It's just my Facebook.
Just spell it out for us.
Teresa, Traveler with one L.
Okay, there we go. I'm going to look for you. Thank you so much, Theresa. Have a good day. Okay, pasa, hermano.
I have to talk to you.
Yeah, hey.
Hey, just one sec. Let's take the photo. Let's take the photo.
I've met you a few times.
Take a quick photo, John. David.
Thanks so much.
I have to tell you.
Okay.
One kid wants you over there in the booth. He said, hey, can you get John for you?
Oh, okay. I'll go talk to him.
But before you do that, I've been trying to stop you because I need to give you something special. Michael's going to witness this because Michael's also is a holder here. You know Michael?
Yeah. Can I? Oh,
let's have this picture. You got to send that to me. I love it. I love it. Thank you. So, John.
Let's get away from the barrel here.
Yes. Okay. I think that you are doing like God's work, man. Honestly,
you're doing God's work.
No. Stop. All we're doing is making independence. We're commercializing independence. But the way you tackle things is like, I have to go sometimes and delete my posts because I'm like, man, I got to be more like John. Stop behaving like this, But I'm happy that we're all different in a way, but we all have like-minded, an idea that we want to achieve independence and where we want to head. We all have a bit of a different way to get to the finish line.
Yeah.
But we all have the same goal.
Yeah.
I was in the military for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And in the military.
All right. I'm back. There we go. If you see that red light, then you know it's working. Okay. Camera gets hot. So tell me what you're doing there. A hat, you want to give me a special hat. And you're telling me about the river on our flag.
Yes. So I'll start over, okay?
Start over,
just so you have it on video.
This is really important.
This is actually the first time this is being caught on video. So it's awesome that it's also the last one. So for the rest of you who have one, reach out to me. I should have been grabbing your phone numbers along the way. You know what we're trying to achieve here. John is the last recipient of the Golden Cap. John has been tackling independence in a manner that should be mimicked across everyone else that's trying to achieve independence. We can't all be like John, but John's doing amazing work. And this is why today we're going to honor John with the 25th. This is 25 out of 25. There will never be any other hats made. This is for like-minded people. This is called a GC, the Golden Cap. It's gold on the inside, and it says the North stands free because Alberta is the North.
Wow.
On the front of the hat, you have our depiction of the Alberta flag, where the river runs from north to south. Because when you look at the mountain, the river comes directly to you. And that's how our resources should be. They should come directly to us. The original flag, like I was explaining to you just a moment ago.
Here, hold it up for a second.
Yeah, the original flag, the river goes from west to east, just like our money.
So the river goes west to east, just like our money. Now this flag here.
Our depiction of the flag, the river goes from north to south. It comes right to you, just like our resources should.
I really like that flag.
And we have it in black, we have it in gold. We're trying to do like a home and away thing. Oilers, if you're watching, I hope one day you're wearing our jerseys.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what we're trying to do. We're trying to commercialize independence. So there's two powers that come with this hat. The first power is if you think that someone else deserves a golden cap, you have the ability to nominate them. They won't get the same hat. It'll be like a tier 2 hat, if you will.
I'm so honored that you say this, but I'm humbled too, man. I'm not used to this.
And everyone that's gotten one of these is very humbled people as well. The other power you have is if you ever notice someone who has one of these hats acting unbecoming of independence, you have the power and authority to remove the hat from them. And they are all aware of this. Everyone that has this hat knows the same powers.
Wow.
So
this is like part of a sacred brotherhood.
It is.
Or sisterhood, fraternity.
So it's a great honor, John, that
thank you so much.
I'm giving you this hat.
I feel like I should kneel for this, but
you're being Independence Knighted.
But I feel like this is how Albertans do it. You put the hat on. Gotta make it bigger because I got a big head. No, that's good. How's that look? ¿Te gusta, mi amor?
Sí, parece un coronel.
O por el coronel. I love it. I'm going to wear it in all my videos now.
The other thing that blew my mind is that you went into the belly of the beast with the black and gold flag, and I was just like, I was blown away. We came up with the black and gold flag.
Okay.
That's an Alberta pen thing.
I apologize because I said that I didn't really like it.
Fine.
I like the yellow one. I didn't mean it that way. But
you know what? I totally understand. The blue flag has that sentimental value to you, and the way you walk around the blue flag, I wouldn't want to change that for you. And I just think it happened so naturally. Like, you're so natural, you're so honest. You're like, oh, this is not my flag, but
it was my flag. Somebody gave it to me. But
actually, it was another guy that's here today. His name is Rob. He said, hey, I'm going to meet John tomorrow. I'm like, yo, please give him this flag and this pin when you meet him. So I was on it. I kind of, when I heard you saying, well, I kind of ended up with this flag. I knew how it ended up in your hands. And I loved it.
And it worked out great because it was a good flag. And you know what? It kind of pissed them off enough, that they actually, it kind of got the truth to come out of them, because it's a shocking thing.
It is.
And that it was a shocking. They were not expecting. I think the mindset of the Forever Canadian is they don't realize that it's even possible for someone to exist who disagrees with them. And I just shocked their world. And that's what that video really shows,
The thing that I find, if we all thought the same, if we were all exactly the same, you would have no change in the world. It would always be like they would control us like sheep. It's important for all of us to be different, for all of us to have our own opinions. And for you to go and express that with the black and gold flag, even though you're like, it's not my flag, but you still did it. You still stood true to your value. You still went. It didn't change the way you spoke. It didn't change the way you presented yourself. It was amazing. The black and gold, the reason we went with the black and gold is, number one, Alberta's known for the black gold, the oil.
Yeah.
Right? And number two is just like that golden line, that golden silver lining that, Alberta's future should be golden. And the black, well, if you have screens in your windows in any house, you'll see your screens are actually painted black because black's the only color that absorbs all colors. So it becomes almost transparent. And that's how our leadership should be. It should be transparent. And so should our movement. And that's why we decided to go with those colors.
Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of symbolism packed into that, and I really appreciate the effort and the work you did. Are you a TPA now?
No, so my son, who you just met here a moment ago, he's going to be, well, no one knows this yet. We have a countdown coming up for Wednesday, but I wouldn't mind announcing it on John's channel here.
Okay, dude.
He's going to be the youngest TPA in history. So he's going to be trying to get youth through like-minded activities. So canoeing, they're going to try to do a bike ride from Edmonton to Calgary, barbecues, and just have fun with it, essentially.
Okay. Yeah, no, well, how can people support you? Give us a plug for what the work that you're doing.
Oh, absolutely. So we're trying to put an Alberta pin on every single Albertan across Canada.
Yeah.
So if you can't get, across Alberta. So if you can't get to us, head over to our website, albertapin.ca, get yourself a pin. We sell them in packs of 4, so you can give them out to friends. That's the idea. Everything on our website is super cheap, and shipping is included. Our goal is just to commercialize independence, not make money. When the TPA is set up, we'll be announcing the website. It's called Forever Free. You could be forever Canadian or you could be forever free. That's our idea, right?
You want to be a member of our Well, thank you so much. What was your name again?
I'm Mark.
Mark, thank you so much, Mark, for giving me this hat.
Absolutely.
I'm honored, and I'm seriously going to wear it in my next bunch of videos, and kind of the way I've been doing it. It's kind of a funny thing because I've started with like a Charlie Kirk hat, actually.
I love it.
And then I've went through, I think, 4 or 5 hats now.
I have my Charlie Kirk hat right on my desk.
Yeah, I love it. Freedom, Charlie Kirk, God bless him. A terrible tragedy. But then now I'm retiring. I'm retiring the Bird of Proud Dad hat.
No, I'm sorry.
I love him, but
Sorry, Bird. I took over.
You took over. Yeah. So, you can support Bird of Proud Dad too, but I'm just kind of jumping through the hats. I love it. This is great.
I love it. Thank you for wearing the hat. And my goal is to get us together to kind of unwind. Like I said, I was in the military for 10 years and we did a lot of things. We went on exercises, we went on training camps, but one thing that was common is we always stopped to parade. We always stopped to come together and just kind of hang out and just completely unwind and not talk about exercise, not talk about the mission, and just kind of have a day like that. We need it. I think we've all been working very hard, and it's time maybe for us to come together and just kind of eat some corn.
Well, now tell me a little bit more about the military, because you were enlisted, right? Did you serve in Afghanistan or were you just... Great. Wow. Oh, careful, guys. Oh, sorry. Did I do that? No, it was the wind. Just about smoked death. Hee ha hoo. No, it's okay.
Fine. The wind just got a hold of me.
Hey, maybe, yeah. Maybe we got to bring that one down.
I think.
I don't know. But it's okay. So you were in the military.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that I talked to who are military, they're afraid to speak out about independence.
Of course. A lot of my military buddies who actually live here are posted here. When I speak to them about independence, they're not too happy about it because they're like, Mark, I'm going to get posted out of Edmonton. I don't want to leave Edmonton. And that's just the reality. A lot of guys, they get posted here because they love Alberta. They love Alberta ways. They love, I think a lot of the Army guys are pro-independence, but they're thinking about their jobs, which is why, I can't say too much, but I know Keith and some of the guys are working on transitioning programs, ranking programs, and things like that. That's, if you're a vehicle tech in the Canadian Armed Forces right now, and it's taking you 10 years to go from private to corporal, it's probably not going to be the same thing in the Alberta Forces.
No, we're gonna have a military and we're gonna fund it, and we're probably gonna offer current Canadian Forces people to transition over without losing their pension or any of their benefits. It'd be the same deal, continuing deal. But then we're also gonna seriously invest in it, and we're probably gonna buy all the latest hardware. We're gonna have a proud military that's gonna be able to keep up with its NATO obligations. I'm assuming we'll be part of NATO, right? And it'll be something to be proud of. Again, we're gonna actually train the guys, and then when they get retired or when they get hurt, then there's gonna be actually care ready for them. This is a shame what Trudeau has done to our military and to our veterans, and we want to fix all that. So anybody who's military, I hats off to you for your service, but
Like I said, there's some concern.
Canada's letting you down. if you think that supporting independence is like betraying your oath, you know, you took an oath to the king or the queen or whatever. It's like, no, at some point when you get betrayed, the honorable thing is to stand up for your people. And that's what you're doing if you support independence. That's how my view is.
100%. We're trying to start a new country, guys. And,
founded
you know, we're going to
country.
recognize the efforts a lot faster than what you're being recognized for right now. Deployments are going to be, you know, way more abundant. And
Here. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
there's a lot of us already in the movement that are pro-independence, that are military. I don't want to talk on who they are because I'll let them announce it themselves. But
Yeah. You know, I've had a couple of guys, like I go to things like this and they've come up to me afterwards. They say, hey, I wanted to talk to you on the video, but I can't because I'm currently enlisted. You know, and I've had that many times actually. And a good friend of mine retired after 13 years in the military. And he says the same thing. He won't talk about it. Guy in X reached out to me. Super interesting guy. Like he seemed like he was probably like the highest ranking guy I've ever met. Quite ranked up. I'm not familiar with the ranks. But then he changed his mind at the last minute, you know. And all he does is post independent stuff on X, but he's anonymous and he was afraid to go. You know, he can't be like that anymore though. It's like
one of my biggest supporters was my CO.
I gave up because I know.
So like, you know, the commanding officer, even one of my old ETs and warrants is another one of my big supporters. And so it's I know I'm on the right side of history. Of like the guys that I was looking up to are now like looking inwards and being like, yes, you know, we're doing the right thing. And it's like the biggest thing too for me is this. It comes down to one simple thing. We just witnessed the biggest, like probably the biggest, like discovery in our century when it comes to crime, with the Epstein files and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to get you banned or anything, right? But
no, it's okay.
So like, you know,
free speech, baby. Say whatever you want.
okay. So like,
I might blur some of it out.
like we witnessed one of the biggest injustice in our century, and there's absolutely nothing being done about it. So when I hear people that say, hey, we want to stay in Canada, it's telling me that they're okay with the fact that our government has done absolutely nothing to protect you, to protect me, and to protect our children from, you know, how do we know like some of these systems, like we were finding out about stuff because we researched it ourselves. It shouldn't be this way. Our government should be at the forefront telling us, hey, by the way, don't take these school pictures or Amber Alerts and stuff like this. Like all stuff that came out through research, right? So,
well, and people might say, okay, I've seen like that's all American, but actually, no, that guy went around the world. There's pictures of him with Carney and with Ghislaine Maxwell, with like Carney's wife. Like these people travel in the same circles. And, you know, it's give me the tinfoil hat next, okay? Because I feel like this is a conspiracy, but, you know, CSIS says that the Chinese are rigging our elections now. And where's the accountability for that? How many more scandals and corruptions do we need before people are like, oh, you know what, screw this system, I'm out. And that's where I think independence is at now. But there's people who don't want to say that. I guess things are still good enough for them, you know?
Voting booths will tell the story
Yeah.
because it's private.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Private.
I will close off with this.
Okay.
That I'm happy that we're going through our struggles to get independence.
Yeah.
Because if we got it really quick, we would lose it that much quicker. So, you know, all the things that we're going through, everything that we're doing is just hardening us for what's to come ahead. And I look forward to the milk and honey that's going to come our way. So
Yeah, amen. God bless you. And you said earlier, like doing God's work. We're doing God's work. I pray for Alberta. I pray for the people in this movement. I pray that we can come together and be moral and virtuous. You put God first, everything else will come according to God's plan. So, and I'm not a preacher, but sometimes the Holy Spirit comes through. So God bless you.
Amen, brother.
Yeah. Thank you.
Nice meeting you, John.
God bless you too. Yeah.
Good to see
This
you.
was my first interview, by the way.
And
And the last hat, and probably the last interview. So all the other guys, you missed out.
no, many
All
more.
the people in this movement are so good.
Yeah.
We're all happy.
Yeah.
Think about it. We're happy.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go back to my car and change my battery, and then I'll have a nice cold battery and it'll keep running.
Keith keeps telling me
Then I'm going to go talk to Keith. Okay, so thank you everybody for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned. I guess this is going to be like part 4 now. Cheers.